Proud of our guys. They showed a lot of fight. They played to the end. We knew internally it was going to be a 60-minute game. We had some new parts that had to play and show out and do a good job and play hard, and had our moments where we looked okay. We had some moments where we definitely didn't look okay. So we understand we got to improve quite a bit, but our guys fought to the heart. It means something to them. Our fans, once again, did their part. They showed out. Tremendous crowd. They were into the game. And like I said, I'm proud of the fight that our guys had, and we just figured out a way to win a close one.
Jeff, first, Aiden O'Connell, can you tell us the injury and when you expect him back?
Yeah, I'd rather not give you the injury just because I don't want the other team to know, but it could be next week, it could be a couple weeks, so we'll just play it by ear. Was
the plan always to give Michael Alamo just one series?
No, you know what? I think both quarterbacks practiced well. We probably would have given Michael a little bit more. Austin took us down for a touchdown. Unfortunately, we had a 3-and-out. It wasn't all Michael's fault, but we can't waste a whole lot of time. And even though I think Michael would have done a good job, they're both going to continue to play. I just thought Austin had a little bit of moxie early on, had a little bit better feel, a little more experience, but we definitely like Michael as well.
And so, again, overall, you were happy with Austin's play. Is there anything else that, as far as the critique goes, of his effort?
Well, for somebody who hadn't played in a while, he really hung in there. He made some plays with his feet. He made a couple really nice throws. A couple times, he maybe missed a few things, but you know what? That's part of it. So I'm proud of him. Like I said, we're going to need him and Michael, for a while here, and we want to make sure that they just continue to gain confidence, and our team believes in them. And we needed a little more balance. We knew we were going to have to do a few more things, so I do think we improved slightly there. But we still just have a long ways to go as a team in order to get better.
You actually ran the ball more than you passed it tonight. I don't know if that was by design, but just to speak to the ground game, Jeff, in particular Dylan Downing, from my research, he's your first 100-yard rusher since Xander Horvath, I think it's Rutgers in 2020. Just speak of the ground game, Dylan Downing, and also Devin Mockaby's play.
Well, I thought our runners ran hard. Our offensive line did a good job. We were able to move the ball efficiently doing that. Sometimes it limits the explosive plays and the points. So we just have to figure out a perfect balance and make sure we have some good play action off of it that we're able to hit. But that area improved, and we've got to continue to utilize that. There are going to be games where we're going to have to control the football a little bit, and that's just something we got to constantly work at.
And just lastly, just the defense, Jeff, this time got to stop. Just talk about what that means for that unit after the Penn State game, the touchdown with 57 seconds to go, Syracuse 7 seconds to go. This time they're throwing back out there again, and they delivered.
Well, like I said, they played really hard, and they had some really good moments. They gave good effort. We hammered home penalties and 2-minute situations and 3rd and short and 4th and short all week long. So I thought we got a little bit better, and we needed that. Now, we had some moments where I didn't think we looked good at all. Gave up way too many big plays, made way too many easy plays on simple things that we practiced over and over again. But our guys want to win, so I give them credit. They stood up when we needed them to, and got a huge stop on 4th and 1.
If Austin is going to be your guy either next week or the week after, however long it is, do you need this kind of balance from a run-pass perspective to get to where you want to be?
Yes, we do.
And you talked about penalties. How much more do you still have to hammer that home, especially when you get a late hit penalty there in the fourth quarter that extended that drive?
Well, let's see here. Yeah, we had 5 for 55. I'll tell you what we concentrated on. You're going to have some throughout the course of the game. It's football. It's physical. OC, you know what? He apologized right away. Sometimes when you're playing hard and you maybe don't have great vision on it and you look up and you think you have to make the tackle, I think that's what happened. I just don't think he had complete vision on the play and didn't really know that the ball was not caught. That's what I think happened. Now, it was a late hit. Yeah, it was a late hit, and it should have been called. But he felt bad, and he apologized right away. So, like I said, we got to just clean up as much as we can, have as much intelligence as we can. But I do think maybe he just didn't have vision on the play.
What about these 4 games put you in a position now as you jump back into Big Ten play that you feel like your team is going to be ready for, what's coming up here the rest of the year to really compete in the Big Ten West? I know you need some guys back from a health standpoint to do that the way you want to do it, but how do you feel going back into Big Ten play now?
Well, I don't feel ready right now. We got a ways to go. Today, I didn't think overall was what we wanted to get done. We've got to be way more efficient. We've got to play better in a lot of segments of the game if we're going to beat some of these teams coming up. And I think we understand that. But you know what? We do show fight. They've been able to prove in the past. Us as coaches got to look at it hard and figure out, okay, how can we help? How can we do some things to help them play better, more, help them execute more often, help us eliminate big plays, help us find a way to make big plays? There's just a lot of things as coaches we're going to have to study hard and figure out a few adjustments that we may need to make to give ourselves a chance. And it starts next week against probably one of the hottest teams in the Big Ten at their place. That is always a hard matchup for us because they play really good defense and they run the ball. So, we've got a lot of work to do this week.
What made Dylan Downing so effective today?
Well, you know what? He runs hard. He's at a really good camp. We feel like that, if we want to run the ball, we can give it to him. We can give it to Devin. Kobe has come along a little bit. Would you like to break away and go score a touchdown? Some, yes, but you know what? They made some runs, and they made a couple guys miss. We had some holes, which were good. And as we continue to play, especially when Aiden's in there, when you're playing the pass, you have to be able to run the ball. And so I just think we got to look at it hard. We've got to figure out ways to keep that balance, but be able to score as many points as we can.
Jeff, you talk about obviously the moxie of Austin. What does he give you just from a sixth-year guy that's been at two programs, been around some big-time quarterbacks, and also with his family's pedigree? I imagine he has a lot of knowledge.
Well, Austin's a great young man, and we're more than proud of him because he's hung in there. He's been a team guy. He wants to play football as much as anybody because he does come from that background. And you know what? He can throw the football, and we can do some things with him. He can move around, and he can buy some time, and he can slither through there, and we can run him a little bit. So we just have to continue to mold this thing and make sure that the package fits him well, and that we continue to utilize his strengths and figure out a way to slightly improve on a couple other things he needs to get better at. But I was very proud of Austin, and he's been a joy to coach and a great teammate, and he's just got to continue to get better because we're going to need him.
Did you kind of anticipate this type of game from him where, he had some great highs, but also he made some mistakes, just things that when you haven't started a game in 3 or 4 years, that's going to happen?
Yeah, there were a couple times when they're dropping into coverage and covering things. He's got to find the check down, step up and run it, and instead of moving backwards. But a couple of times he made some plays doing that. So you can't take away his creativity too much, but I want him to be a little bit more of a forward runner and forward passer. But you know what? I was proud of him. He gave us what we needed, and he did a really good job.
On the offensive end, obviously with O'Connell out and Dovu out, there's expected to be a drop. It's not expected to be a drop off, but you got two big players out. Scored enough to win, but there are several opportunities that didn't fully capitalize on, specifically the third quarter where the interception and the field goal attempt. When you look at the two injuries, Byrne showed up. Byrne had a completion percentage over 70, had 2 touchdowns. Downing had over 100 yards rushing. What's the aspect that needs to improve to fully capitalize on this offensive potential and convert those opportunities?
Well, we've got to be more efficient, and we've got to figure out a way to score more points. And with included in that is explosive plays, however we can manufacture those. And we had some new parts. We've got to utilize them as best we can. We've got to put them in a better position to succeed. And we just got stale there at times, which is going to happen some. I mean, that's just football. But we've just got to figure it out more and figure out ways to get a bigger lead when we have one, to be efficient when we really need to be. There's just a lot of things you got to work on, and that's all 3 segments. I think we have to improve offense, defense, special teams as we get going into the meat of this schedule because we're going to need it.
Going back to Devin Mockabee a little bit, he was tied for the team lead in receiving yards today. Just how impactful is it as he continues to get more opportunities to have a true running back in the backfield that can kind of add that dynamic pass catching aspect to this team?
Well, I'll tell you what, we're really proud of Devin because his strength is not catching the ball, and he hasn't shown that yet. In this game, he did. So that's one thing about him is he has some gamemanship to him that some others don't have, and to come in as a walk-on and to play this early and to run that hard and bounce off tackles and then to catch the football like he did today, I'm telling you, that's not his strength, but he showed it today. So that's something he can, continue to build on because if he can give us both those aspects, it makes him really dangerous. So we're definitely proud of that because we have not seen that to this point.
And then with Charlie Jones, obviously a lot of targets, a lot of catches as we're used to seeing, I guess, this season, but not the yards that kind of went with it. Can you just kind of speak on him kind of maybe not handling an explosive game, but being able to make short catches, intermediate catches, catches in traffic that kind of helped you guys throughout this game?
Well, he just plays hard. There was one catch where we went for it on, I think, 4th and 7 in fourth quarter, which was a critical juncture. If we don't get that, we probably don't win the game. It was right in there where you really don't need to punt it, but if you don't get it, they're going to get it in good field position. And Austin did a good job. He hung in there, bought a little time. They played zone, and Charlie found the spot, and they went and got the first down. So that just shows what type of player he is. He has natural ability. He shows it every game. It probably wasn't his best game, but then again, it's not like we threw the ball a ton. He was efficient in what he did. While he had the one fumble, he did get some return yardage. I think maybe some of it may have got called back, but he definitely has some dangerous skills that we got to continue to use.
Was Aiden hurt at Syracuse or in practice?
During the game, he got hurt, first quarter.
How close were you going to go for it on 4th down there before punting on the last drive?
Well, we ran the ball, and then we ran the ball, and then I think we got a first down, and then, we thought on that 3rd down of throwing that or taking a shot up the field and max protecting. We probably had Payne open, but they caught up with him. You know what? I'm probably glad I didn't now, but yes, we did think about it.
Anything else for Coach? All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Well, players and shortly, guys.